Welcome to Almanac North. I'm Maria Hewitt.
And I'm Brett Scott. Thank you for joining us. Tonight we're hearing from the organizers about the Homegrown Music Festival and its local legacy.
We're also hearing from a Duluth actor about making it in the Twin Cities.
That's all coming up, but first we begin this evening with some headlines. This week, the St. Louis County Board honored 4 community leaders with Public Health Achievement Awards as part of National Public Health Week. This year's theme, It Starts With Us, reflects their work, like Dr. Jan Baldwin's advocacy for mothers battling substance use, Nathan Kesty's outreach to Duluth's unhoused population, Mel Alvar's fight against human trafficking, and Christina Trock's push for birth equity. These individuals show how public health begins at the local level, creating real change for our region.
St. Louis County is investing in a new public works facility for the Central Range. The county board approved up to $45 million in bonds to build a modern transportation campus in Balkan Township, serving Hibbing, Chisholm, and nearby areas. The new site will replace the outdated Hibbing garage, improving response times, equipment lifespan, and efficiency. Construction starts this fall with completion expected by summer 2027. The project will be funded by the transportation sales tax with no impact to property taxes.
Well, MnDOT will be hosting a public meeting on April the 23rd at 5 p.m. in Hovland to discuss upcoming culvert replacements on Highway 61 between Grand Marais and Grand Portage. The project begins on May 19th and will span 2 summers with traffic controlled by temporary signals at each of the 6 work sites. A recording of the meeting and project details will be available online. For updates, visit dot.state.mn.us or follow MnDOT Northeast on Facebook.
On this week's Making It Up North, meet Dylan Rue, an actor who graduated from UMD. He's making a name for himself in the Twin Cities and is sharing his experience here with us tonight.
My name is Dylan Rue and I played Prince Hans in Frozen. So I started my theater journey in high school, which I think is true for a lot of actors. And what's funny about that is for a long time I played music with my dad in his band, just a little guitar, and my mom saw something in that, and so when freshman year of high school rolled around, she saw the auditions posted for the school musical. And she told me, didn't ask me, she told me, hey, by the way, you're auditioning for that. I was like, I don't know about all that, Mom. I don't think I want to do that. And she said, you do want to do that. I think a lot of actors take a lot of passion in the projects that they do, and it's fun and exhilarating and unlike anything else to share that story, that hard work you've done to create these characters and formulate how they would respond in these situations, and share that with an audience every night. And being out on stage, feeling the energy from the audience and having this back and forth with them, with their responding to what we're saying and feeding off of that just is unlike anything else I've ever experienced in my life. I think my time at UMD really helped steer me and shape me for this, because it taught me a balance between an actual work life of the 9 to 5, your serving job, your whatever, your office working job, and then being able to go do a show that night or even go to rehearsal at night, and finding joy in both of them and not learning how to not resent one over the other. In terms of mentors at UMD, I feel really strongly that I learned a lot from all of them. I think they all helped to really train me in my mind for how hard the job can be. And it's not just always fun, there's work to be done. You should be working on yourself and your skills every opportunity you have. And I think they all felt that way, and I think that's something that still sticks with me today, is never stop working on yourself. So my role in Frozen is Prince Hans, but what's great about here is I'm also a member of the ensemble. So I get to do a lot of the ensemble numbers. I get to do Hygge, I get to do Fixer Upper, I get to be in the opening number, which is great because I think at other production houses, if you're playing a principal role, once you become that principal role, that's all you get to do for the rest of the time. They don't use you in other things. I feel very fortunate in that I do get to be a part of the ensemble and I get to share those big fun production numbers with the rest of the cast. So my role here as an actor while working at the Children's Theater is, well, it is to be a performer in the stage and do with everything the director and the choreographer are working for it, but it's also to be a role model and a mentor without like directly giving instruction or like directly giving tips or whatever to the student actors that we have, which there are a number of in this production. They make up almost half the cast, and they are so smart. They're so eager to be a part of the show, and they're really good. Like, they're all really good. They're very talented kids. Even the four littles, the Fantastic Four we call them, who are playing the young Annas and Elsas. Forces, they're incredible. Like, in any of the rehearsals, it's just rehearsal. There's no set, no costume, no nothing. And I'm like crying watching them do one of these scenes because they're just so passionate about it. And it's fun to see. Yeah, I think my younger self would be so excited and just kind of like unbelieving of an opportunity like this to ever have even presented itself. I just rewatched like Treasure Planet, which is such an incredible Disney movie, and still holds up to this day, in my humble opinion. The technology and the animation style for that movie is just, but like seeing a story like that and then watching animation grow and like become Frozen, and then Frozen to come to stage and being able to be a part of that magic, I don't think younger me would ever have believed that it was in the cards, would have ever been like, there's no way. But here we are, so. My advice to a young actor would be this. As hard as it is to hear no, there's something to be learned from every experience. A way to grow from those so that when you finally get the yes, you feel really good about that yes, and you feel like, I earned that. I feel like I've put the work in and I'm exactly where I should be. So never stop believing that you are worthy of it, and never stop working on yourself.
Our guests this week are Lauren Isaguirre and Robbie Isaacs from the Homegrown Music Festival. Lauren, Robbie, thank you both for being with us.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for having us.
It's almost time for this year's Homegrown.
Yes.
Started in 1999. Kind of a cool history. Can you talk a little bit how Homegrown got started and how it's evolved?
Yeah, so our founder, so to speak, Scott Lunt, had a birthday party with a few local bands, and from that came the wonderful idea of just having it be a festival every year, which has just grown exponentially, and every year it's gotten bigger, and we've rode out COVID, we did online for that year, and now we're just rocking and rolling with it.
How cool to have a birthday party and then it
Turn
blossoms
into
into a
this.
festival.
Right.
So everything kicks off on April 27th
Yep.
with the mayor's speech, also a children's event,
Yes,
right? Can you
yes.
explain about that?
Sure. So I'm one of the steering committee members that is in charge of the Children's Showcase. So Lake Superior Zoo is going to host this year, and it starts at 10 a.m. April 27th, and it goes until around 3:30. 4:30, and then we're supposed to go and see the mayor's speech in Duluth at, where is it going to be at?
Hoops.
Oh, that's right, Hoops Brewing. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff for the kids. There's going to be face painting, temporary tattoos, of course, animals, and then it's free for everybody. So
Oh,
there's no
awesome.
admission that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
really
a lot
cool.
of fun.
So I know the field guide, which I'll put up here so you can see, always has cool artwork,
Yeah.
always highly anticipated, and it's thick. And you can kind of learn everything about this year's Homegrown Festival. So
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about the production of this and then what folks can find in it?
So, I mean, you can basically find every single piece of information you need for the entire festival in there. And as the days go on, they start to become more scarce. So, you want to remember to hold on to your field guide because it has a list of all the venues, set times, bands, little infographics of the bands that are performing, trolley schedules, everything. We have a code for our secret show that we do every year in there in the field guide, so make sure you're paying attention for that.
Yeah, don't spill it, Robbie.
Sorry.
You're going to share the secret on Almanac North,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, and we have it locally printed. We have a different artist do the cover every year. Brent from Dirt Bike Boyfriend, the local band, did our cover this year. Yeah, it's just, and they're just great keepsakes. I have a lot of them that have made it over the years.
Such a fun event. When you think of Homegrown, you think of Duluth, right? So how do you select all the artists and bands year after year? It's got to be difficult.
Well, they're on our steering committee. There are a few members that meet and listen to the bands that audition, and they select, and then it's an intricate process to get everybody scheduled after that. Like what venues, where everybody's going to go, what days. So it's a process.
What does that process look like? Because looking in the field guide, I mean, you have them all scheduled. There's multiple bands at multiple venues every night, and it's
magic.
You have Superior night too.
We
you
do.
have venues all over Duluth.
Yeah. It's an incredible amount of pre-planning.
Yes.
It doesn't just start and stop in April and May. Like, we go all year. We have our monthly meetings, and the folks who are wonderful at organizing, which I am not, do an excellent job with our field guide, and just putting all that work into it really does take an enormous amount of time, dedication.
So Robbie, you had mentioned that this is your first year organizing the event. You've taken part many, many years.
I have, yeah.
Why was it important for you to take more of a role in organizing?
I mean, it's such an amazing thing. I went to my first Homegrown when I was 2013, I think, and I'd never experienced anything like that in Duluth before. The energy and the music, and I mean, there were lines out the door. People were packed wall to wall. It was such an amazing thing. And the next year, I volunteered for it for the first time, and that was also just an excellent experience. And just to have something like this for now, an 8-day span of local music and locally connected musicians, is just such a special thing. And we get to have it on the shores of this big, beautiful lake. And so it's like, now to be able to be a part of it and help it continue to thrive and grow is just, it's a wonderful opportunity for me.
Yeah, let's talk genres of music that people can explore.
Everything. Literally at meat, as you said, as we were talking about.
Bratwurst,
Meat.
right?
Yes, bratwurst.
Meat. I like that.
I remember that from last year when we did a piece on Homegrown here. But you have all different genres, right?
All different genres.
Is it kind of by venue? Like if you go to, RT's this night, is it going to kind of stick to that same genre?
Who gets the meat?
Yeah.
Who gets RT's usually gets the meat, don't they? They usually
I
end
think
up with
so.
the meat,
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find rowdier acts probably at places like RT Quinlan's and the Gopher and the Maine and whatnot, and then we have definitely like more low key performances all over. I mean, you literally can walk into one venue, go across the street, and find entirely different, which is just the beauty of the whole festival.
Right. And some of it is dancing too. You have a dancing venue.
Well, yeah, there are the variety showcase. That's for performers that want to do poetry. I would say, drag performers. I would, our burlesque troupe, our local burlesque troupe, the Duluth Dolls, perform. So yeah, there is a little bit of that also. And we started doing variety showcase last year. And my friend and also a steering committee member, Kayla Moria, she and I did that the first year and see how it went. And so people liked it. So we're doing it this year.
Nice.
So you mentioned the Maine over in Superior.
Yes.
You mentioned the Gopher, RT's. Those all attract different crowds. Do you see more venues coming on board every year?
What do you think? It's hard for me to say because I'm first into it, but it definitely, since 2013, there is definitely a wider swath of the city, and Superior has definitely expanded.
Right. Yeah.
Since my early days. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I love doing Superior Night. It's just so much fun, but it's mostly on Tower.
Yep.
So.
Do you take as many venues that come and want to be a part of it, or do you wait to see how many acts you have, or?
I think that's what they
mostly
do.
goes by acts, I think, in which so I'm sure there's also heritage in there, like RT Quinlan's been hosting for years, west side of Duluth and that sort of thing, but we definitely love mixing it up for sure, and different parts of the city is great too.
Sure. How do you ensure a good experience for all the festival goers if maybe it's someone's first time out at
Right.
Homegrown?
I think that our volunteer coordinator, Jenny, she has within the volunteer trainings something for, what am I trying to say, Robbie?
Just for interaction, like interactional experiences to make sure, just to ensure that everybody's safe, having a
Right.
good time. You know, we obviously have our red jackets on, and we make a point to make ourselves visible during the entire week.
Right.
So if anybody has any questions, or they're lost, or they've lost their field guide, and they don't know what to do, they can reach out to one of us. And we just work to make sure that our venues are accessible as possible to as many people.
Yeah, so that's why we have it in the field guide. And
When
then,
you're just lost in the music.
right, yeah. And then also I know that a lot of people don't want to carry the field guide around. The website, duluthhomegrown.org, has all of the information also.
Yeah, and so where can you find these?
They are all
over.
over the
It's
place.
like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
probably some venues, and then
They're
I
at
know we had
coffee
them here,
shops,
so-
restaurants, bookstores,
Record stores.
record
Yeah.
stores, everywhere.
Yeah.
And we have
So-
a dedicated amount of people who pass them out every
Oh,
year
yeah.
too. So yeah.
and I know you said they disappear, so get them early.
Get them early
they're
and hold
beautiful.
on
They're
to
really
them.
cool to look at. Are there any bands that have been a part of Homegrown, like?
But we'll meet.
Yeah, for
This is gonna
2
be the-
decades.
yeah,
'Cause this
a
is
long
what you're
time.
27.
Yeah, 27. Also, I worked the doors. The first time that I worked the doors volunteering was for Mr. Kick-Ass show at Pizza Luce. He does the most awesome punk songs. I just love him, and he's still with us. And I'm pretty sure he's been there for a couple of decades too. And he's just so much fun.
That's cool. And then a lot of new acts
Yes.
too. I'm
We
sure.
do. Yep. And we and that's the great thing about having a locally connected festival, right, is that we get to bring in new local acts as well as have heritage members. Venus DeMars is playing Friday night at RT Quinlan's, she's been around since the 80s, and it's just such a great mix of age and gender and time. Yep.
And there is a weekend where you do have free rides, trolley rides. Can you
We do.
explain about that?
Yep. So Thursday night we have free trolley rides in Superior.
Yes.
For Superior night, and then Friday and Saturday the trolley runs, and I think it runs all the way until we look in our field guide. I think it runs all the way until midnight.
Yeah, so they have the
I hope.
trolley schedule.
Yeah. Yep.
7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yeah.
every 20 minutes.
It's awesome. I love riding on the trolley. It's also a chance to just get to interact with all the different people out hanging around. It's really cool.
So you guys are a part of the organization, nonprofit, volunteer run. What's like the manpower that is behind putting together this massive event?
I mean, I think that, all of the members that have come before us and coming into it now in its 27th year, it's organized chaos, runs so well. I'm so impressed with just how on point we all are about what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. But we definitely are in it for love of the music and community, right? Because I'm not making $1 million off of this. So it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, but it's just like so rewarding once we get to the festival and see everybody.
Is there any cost associated if we want to take part?
I don't. Are there
Aside from
maybe covers? No.
wristbands.
Oh yeah, just the wristbands. That's right.
Our wristband prices, which are $40 for the.
For the week.
You can tell we don't care about the money of things.
Right,
Like,
right.
It costs a few
It's all for
bucks.
the
They do
fun.
the thing.
But if you volunteer, you can get a week-long
Free
wristband
wristband.
for
Yep.
free.
It's a great deal.
So yeah, so
Oh,
we're
wow.
always looking for volunteers.
Yep, absolutely.
And that website again was,
DuluthHomegrown.org.
you can find all that information.
Yeah.
Lauren, Robbie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Happy Homegrown.
Happy
Thank
homegrown.
you.
Well, now we're venturing north with the Cloquet Public Library, where you can learn all about the important resources and fun activities available to you.
My name is Courtney Deach, and I'm the Cloquet Public Library Director. As the director, I oversee pretty much all the operations of the library, so that's anything from staffing to purchasing of books and other materials, programming, things like that. Libraries are very important. They are our institutions of places to be able to just get information, to meet. This is a great place where people can just get together, talk to each other. People, especially in this community, know each other and they can come here and connect. We do a lot of that with our programming. We have a lot of programs. And especially today we have one where we're going to be just telling people about ways they can plan for their future. And so it's a wonderful institution where people can actually come here and learn as well as get together. They can check out books, obviously. We do that as a library. We still have that feature. But also we have expanded to doing programming and just doing a lot of other things with the community that people may not realize that we do. We have a lot of programming for adults, children, and teens, but especially our kids programs, our summer reading program, our winter reading program. We do those for kids, adults, and teens. We also have, during our summer reading program, it's huge. We have a lot of different programs. We have arts and crafts. We have things like magicians, jugglers. We have science programs. All those things, they're very popular with kids. We also have adult programs, things like cooking and doing crafts. We have authors come and talk. We have musicians. We have really just kind of cover the entire gamut of programming. There's something really for everybody. The library plays a role in supporting local history and culture by having books here that are historical books that provide information for things like cemeteries, for example. If someone comes and is looking for where is my family's plot in this certain cemetery, they can find that information here. We have also books on local history, very important, especially the fire of 1918. That is something that anyone who lives around in Cloquet knows about. So we have historical items that way. And then just culturally, just working especially with the Fond du Lac Reservation to provide programming and to recognize them here in this space as well. And we also partner with the Historical Society, and they put up a display. They have one right now in our down in our hallway in our display case that highlights the different parts of Cloquet history and just things that have happened in the past around here. So we like to partner with them to provide that information as well. The community can help support the library just in general by coming here and just showing us your support by being here, checking books out, going to programs, things like that. And also, more specifically, they can also, if they're concerned about anything with libraries in terms of recent events, they can definitely contact their representatives and let them know that they support libraries and they want libraries to stay around, and libraries are important to them and their communities. Well, for a first-time visitor, I would say bring your ID with you, and it has your current address so you can get a library card. And that library card is good for anywhere in the Arrowhead system, which covers quite a bit of northern Minnesota. So if you get your library card here, you can also use it in Grand Rapids and Ely, anywhere else that's in our system. And then once you have that, then definitely come and browse the library, look around. If there's something that an author that you especially want to read and you're not sure where they are, we can help you locate that, all those books, and definitely take our calendar so that you can see what we're doing this month. We have all of our programs on there, all the information's there, the Friends book sale, all those things. That is kind of the go-to document that will tell you what is going on here at the library and kind of get you started in terms of being able to find programs that you enjoy and find books that you enjoy.
I love that she touched on programming at libraries because, most people just think of going there, renting books.
Right.
But programming.
It's so important.
So important. And as a mother of 2 small children, I love our library. There's so
Especially
many
in the summer,
free
right?
activities that they put on. So
Yeah, it's great. And it's nice to read a real book.
I agree.
Everyone's on their
I need to turn
iPads or
pages.
Kindles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right, before we go, let's take a look at what you might be up to this weekend. There's a lot going on. Coming up on Saturday, April the 19th from 7 to 9 p.m., Tamarack Dance Association. They'll be hosting their community dance at Dovetail Cafe and Duluth Folk School. The event is open to the public, featuring a live rotating band week to week, where new dancers are welcome to come try a new art form, while experienced dancers can expect to hone their craft and continue developing more skills. More information can be found online.
Starting at 9:30 on Saturday morning, Odyssey Resorts is hosting a guided forest bathing experience at the Caribou Highlands Lodge. The event is a slow-paced, stress-reducing walk through the surrounding woods designed to boost energy and deepen participants' connection with the natural environment. The event is open to the public and tickets are available online.
Celebrate the weekend with the Lake Superior Zoo at Eggstravaganza 2025. Head on down to the zoo to enjoy their Easter-themed event, where families can partake in bunny photo ops, an egg hunt with prizes, a coloring contest, food trucks, and many animal enrichment activities. The event is this Saturday and runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It'll cost you $18 if you're not a member of the zoo.
No snow for the egg hunt this year, so that's good.
Crazy.
It'll be a little easier to find.
Little bathing experience.
Yeah.
I've never heard of something like that.
Sounds relaxing.
It
peaceful.
does. Let's hope we have good weather.
Yes.
Yeah, we want that. Warmer weather, no more snow. That's it for this week's show. Go out and enjoy your weekend. I'm Brett Scott.
And I'm Mari Hewitt. Thank you for joining us. Good night.